Awesome. Okay, so welcome back to another client interview. My name's Luke Stone, and I'm here today with Peck. Had some great results after joining the program, and I'm super looking forward to speaking with him today. So, just get into it. The great Peck, if you could introduce yourself, who you are, and the industries you're going after, and perhaps whereabouts you're based, or really just the industries you're looking for.
Yeah, so as I said, I'm remaining a little bit anonymous here, but my name is Peck. I'm based in Southeast Asia. I'm looking to get into, or I've gotten to, thankfully because of this program, into finance now. I'm currently working in capital markets investment facilitation. So I'm raising capital for startup companies, connecting them with investors. Uh, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm about 24 years old, and this is my first internship. And I got this in about a week. So I sent an email, a follow up, and then right then after that, I got a call and got an offer right then and there. So it's pretty fast, and at first it started to be a little bit doubtful whether or not a program like this will work. But then once you commit yourself to it and you actually do the steps, do the work, um, great results can happen. That's a quick
Yeah,
one about me.
that's awesome. I remember during that period, it was almost surprising to you, and you were sending me messages, and I was getting them through, and it was really good to see how quickly you started getting results. Okay, so it'd be good to talk about what it was like before you joined. So, how many applications had you made? How many offers had you gotten? And then how did that compare to where you are now? And in how long?
Yeah, sure. So let's go with I started applying in my first semester of university. I applied for spring positions and I sent out code emails and I also sent out applications. So I just had looked at my LinkedIn. I applied to 80 different companies when I first started. And, and if I remember correctly, I had sent about 70 cold emails. None of those cold emails led to anything, no replies, and I got about 3 interviews, but none of them worked out for me. So that was a before. If you want me to share it now,
Yeah,
how is it
that'd be
going now?
great.
Yeah. So since I joined, I sent about 300 plus applications. I had about replies, 30 replies. Half are rejections. The other half were to do interviews. Oh, sorry, no. 20 rejections and about 10 plus interviews scheduled or offers to interview. I received about I did most of the interviews. I did got about 6 offers. Some of them were the things I liked, some of them I didn't. But and just towards my job scope, because once you get like an offer in, you can start being a little bit choosy. You can start being a little bit picky. Hey, does this
Yeah.
suit me better? Does that one suit me better? you know so the ones that I want to go into public equities, so I wanted to do specifically investment analysis. A couple of them I have a really tech background, so a couple of them really wanted me to use my tech skills to help build infrastructure, tech architecture and things like that. I said no, I'm not interested in that. I rather use tech to help the investment process rather than building stuff for you. If not, I'll become a software engineer, right? Then yeah, a couple of them offered me an investment analysis role. The one that I'm working at now, and oh my god, it's really quick. I just hopped off about a 2 hour work call, telling me to get a report done, and show a little bit extra. I have to raise $1 million in capital in 2 weeks. So I'm really working
Yourself.
on live deals. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm the one reaching out to people. I'm scheduling the calls. I'm not doing the
Wow.
pitching, but I'm the one facilitating all of that. So yeah,
Hmm.
it's really quick. And I literally joined a week ago, and I had the my first initial call with him. Let me just maybe bring up my calendar. I had my first initial call with him 2 weeks ago, right? And it was only after the second, yeah, quickly right after I sent him the first email. At, let's hop on a call that day. So I got a reply at 3:30 p.m. I got an interview at 5:30 p.m. And then he said, and I got an offer by 6:30 p.m. Yeah, but
Mm.
told me to take some time, reflect on it, whether or not it suits me. I said yes. And then we went right to work.
Mm.
So
So that
I got to be really picky and choosy. 6 offers. Two of them were things that I kind of wanted. Sorry, no, three of them are things I wanted to do. Two of them I really wanted to do and was hoping that I could fit those in, but I had some personal circumstances that I couldn't do an internship during those times, which is fine. One of them offered to be my mentor instead. That's pretty cool. I get to call and text him about certain thoughts that I have about companies, and he said, yeah, he's more than willing to try and teach me about some stuff, which is really awesome. So yeah,
that's so cool.
that's about what is going on now. It's gotten so picky. Yeah, I get to reject people. It's crazy.
That couldn't sound more different to how you were before.
Yeah,
But,
it's been a wild month.
mm. So what was the
In
kind of
fact, I
timeline
had a
there?
bet with you, right? I was hoping I would tell you. Oh, sorry. Timeline. I joined about mid-February. I got an interview literally the next day after I sent an email. Uh, and then I decided to play it a little bit more safe. I'm worried about reputation and name. If you email 1,000 firms and you reject, and like let's say, uh, 1% offer you, that's 10 different firms, right? And imagine you accept the one and you reject the nine. Some people might not be happy about that. So I decided to play it really safe. So instead of doing it really quickly and compressing the timelines, I went a bit slow. So I spread out the email searches. I spread out my cold outreach. So I would say, okay, I joined in what I remember February 12th or something like that. And then I got an offer only 2 weeks ago. But it's because of the way I chose to play it. If I had been really aggressive, and I'm saying really aggressive, like join the course next day, you send out emails, I definitely could have gotten an offer within a week, maybe even days.
Mhm.
Even I think that's like really possible. But the timeline was, yeah, I joined in February. I sent out my first email about a week afterwards, and then I got my first interview literally after the next day, and that one didn't work out. Uh, uh, Other reasons. Sometimes people ghost you. Um, and then I slowly sent out more. I started started emailing more firms, and then things started looking up. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a timeline.
So you'd say from like first email to offer could be, in your case, it was about a month, but you could see it being far shorter if you had been reaching out at a faster pace.
Yes, definitely. Like, I mean, the current place that I'm working at right now, right? I got the offer literally within 3 hours. It's not even a joke. Like, I got the offer within hours of replying. So it's
Yeah, that's it.
it works. And there's a
Mm.
combination. I would say it's like a combination of luck. Yeah, because even I had a friend who is also code emailing, and she managed to get an interview with a firm that I code emailed right before, and it's even the same guy. So I checked with her, what's she doing? Like, how did you get this interview? She said, oh yeah, I emailed this guy. Right. So it's luck. He just didn't see my email probably, or maybe he didn't like my email. Who knows? There's so many factors that you don't know, but it's about the volume. This girl sent out
Mm.
20 emails and got an offer right then and then. I sent out about 327. I got 10 offers. So it's all about luck and see what happens. And you see what happens
Mm.
after that.
Mm. Oh, that's cool. I'd be interested to hear about when you joined. How did you approach it with this new strategy? Were you a bit hesitant or did you jump straight in? How was that for you when you just joined?
Yeah. So I remember we had a call together, and I remember it was 2 a.m. for me, about 3 a.m., something like that, at my time. Because you're based in the UK, I'm based in Asia. But I recall that you told me, get some rest. Right? I said no. I'm gonna start now. So I immediately jumped in. I already had a resume, obviously, But I like your template a
Hmm.
lot more. It's cleaner, it's smoother, it's much more readable. Mine was like a mess, right? It's the standard, don't get me wrong, but it was still quite messy. So I jumped in doing the resumes, and then I think the next day, literally like the next day, I messaged you, and then you replied to me, and then I sent you more stuff, and then you immediately replied to me right then and there. So that's how I jumped in. About the hesitancy, yes, of course. Like when you're jumping into a new thing, especially like something that you don't really do, of course you're hesitant, right? But look, the program, you once you realize that you just need to put in the work and put in the hours, it's starting to sound like a song, but you can get results quite quickly. And if you just have a little bit of faith, it works. And I mean, at the beginning, when I first sent the first campaign, which was about 100 emails, I wasn't like the most confident. Like, I'm from a different country. Yours worked in the UK, but mine, I'm based in Asia. You have no idea how people are here. It's a different culture.
Hmm.
But 100 emails, and I got two replies within 2 hours. Both of them were one of them was forwarding my email, the other one was rejection, and the next day I got an interview offer. Sorry, yeah, an offer to interview. So yeah, it's uh hesitant at first, but once you get that first reply, then you realize that actually, hey, people do look at your emails if you find the right
Hmm.
people. If you know how to find the right people, and that the course does teach that how to find that right person,
Hmm.
and results can happen. So from there, I had faith. Just send more, just send more, just send more, and eventually things will look up. And now I'm having the time of my life. In fact, I'm literally doing the work I'm supposed to be doing right now. I'm doing this call. I'm
You just,
doing the
yeah.
report at the same time, which is crazy to me.
Yeah. Did you find when you were doing it before, you mentioned you had sent some emails, but it sounded like you were doing it manually. How did you find the jump to what we do here and the fact that it's essentially all automated and there's far less time input?
Right.
Was that helpful?
Yeah. Look, yes, definitely. I realized that you and I we craft emails quite similar, but I did it manually, and I had to manually go into the websites, look at what they do, and learn how to craft an email from there. That was hell on earth, because like if I want to if we think volume is the key part, right? Let's say you really want to send 500, it's like 100. If you think you can get a 1% conversion rate, then oh my days, you would have to literally craft, uh, spend time and time looking at 100 different firms. The way that it's done in the course, dude, I just hit send, and then I pray the next day. That's how it works, right? In fact, one of the days, I woke up to like 5 emails from people, and it got to the point where like I'm overwhelmed. This is way too much. This is too much. So
Mm.
I guess what I'm saying is it worked too well for me at one time. I remember one campaign, and you and I were trying to figure out uh, what uh, what header, what subject line to put, and we and I discussed it, and we were
Yeah.
like, okay, we should use this specific line. I woke up and I found 5 emails because from this subject line, and it's just, oh my goodness, please stop, 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 stop emailing me. I've got enough already because it meant more interviews. And it meant more things to do, more people to reply, and it just got a bit scary after the end. But look, it depends on what you're looking for, of what you want to do. If you're looking to, get more experience doing interview experience, then yeah, getting 30 replies from people is great. It's a near 10% conversion rate, right? I asked around 10% is honestly, well, that's pretty good. But yeah, 10% reply rate, sorry. It's pretty good. But yeah, it got a little bit overwhelming at first. And
Mm.
I remember I told you this as well, and you were really happy for me. It's like, dude, I'm drowning in opportunity right now.
No, it's been so fun working with you because I think you were a bit hesitant being in where you're based in Asia, and truthfully, you were the first person from that part of the world, and so I was potentially a bit, is it going to work? But seeing how you've managed to do it,
Mhm.
you know, no doubts at all. It's honestly more effective because there are less people doing it, and so when you do it, you stand out far more. And I'm sure you found that with the conversations that you had, they must have almost respected the approach more because they hadn't received as many emails. Did you find that
Yeah,
they were quite appreciative of your outreach?
yeah. I mean, look, I speak to a lot of people in my area and how they apply to interviews, and there are a lot of cold emails. I'm being serious. There's a lot of people that cold email
Mm.
in my part of the world. The way that I stand out, and I'm not obviously I'm not going to say too much about what I did. You can find that out for yourself. But what I did some things to stand out a little bit extra. How you craft certain messages is really key, and how you position yourself is really important. So I'll give you an example. Uh, Three people that I've talked to, and these three have led to offers. One of them, he said he respected my approach and the way that I did it, and really because of the way that it was done. I mean, I had my own tweaks, of course. I like to take what I learned and do on my own, but still most of it's from what was taught in the program. I take what was taught and then I improve it a little bit on myself. So all three said, I love your approach. I love the way you did it, and I'm really impressed by it. And I'm really impressed by you as a person, you being me. And
Mm.
because of the way that you did it, I really wanted to sit with you. And I asked him, like, hey, like, do you get any other coding? He says, yes, I get a ton, but yours really stood out. And then okay, for instance, I can give a little bit of an example right here. A lot of people put the subject line internship application. Who wants
Mm.
to read that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I mean, yeah, Luke, he goes through what kind of subject lines you can craft. But I used to send out internship applications, internship application. Who the hell wants to read that? You know, I think I got a lot more clicks or replies with the way that I crafted my subject line, and it's unique to how I want to do it. So yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah. All right, sorry.
That's awesome. So that's a good bit of value as well. And I suppose a peek behind the curtain, people watching this, if you're sending emails that say internship application, you need to cut that out because that is not going to work. And there are probably other things that you're
Yeah,
doing that you'll obviously find out in the program. So book a call.
yeah. Do it. Trust them. Look, I
Okay.
mean, I paid. You mind if I say like how much some stuff was, or
No, you just because
you want?
the price may
Yeah,
change due to inflation and other factors. So
yeah. Got you. Yeah. Like I mean, it was a commitment. You have to invest in yourself a little bit, but once you get over that hurdle, once you realize that this works, I'm the biggest hater out there. Hate is not the right word. I'm the biggest doubter. I question a lot of things, but the way Luke, you really spoke to me about how you can help. You're very clear about how things are and how you can help. And because of all of that, it made me be willing to jump in, and I have not regretted it since. And you've been of great help. You've helped me. We're based like what is it, 6 hours apart, something like that.
mm,
And I can get replies from you even at like early in the morning for me or late in the night for you. So yeah, even a great help to me and guidance.
that was awesome. I've loved working with you. It's been great, and you have absolutely smashed it. So I am super happy for you. Okay, we have kind of touched on it a bit earlier, but when would you say was the point that you realized it works? You could see the light. You were like, okay, it's no longer just about faith. If I just do this, I know what I'll get out of it.
All right, yeah. So it was literally an hour after I actually, you know what? I can pull it up. I'll just pull it up because I'm confident it works, right? I sent an email. I sent the first email at 4:39 p.m. I got a reply at 5:30. That was the earliest reply I got, right? So literally an hour later. My whole thing was that I'm afraid that people won't even open my emails, won't even read my emails. And then, when you get a reply, and the first email that I got was that, I have relayed your email to the relevant team, and they will redirect you, and they'll look for an intern. If they're interested in your profile, they will contact you. That to me literally is validation, because I'm emailing certain peoples, and that's starting the course. I'm emailing certain peoples, and who the hell would really want to read these these emails? So 1 hour later, I was like, okay, it works. There's a chance. And then about 12 hours later, or 16, sorry, 16 hours later, I got an email saying, are you free for a meetup or a call sometime next week? And it's for a hedge fund. And it's what I want to do. At first, I thought to myself, I might be having to go to firms or industries that I don't really want to do. I want to do public equities. I really want to focus on that. But what if I have to do a venture capital internship? What if I have to do a private equity internship? I really didn't want to do an investment banking internship, I'll tell you that, because it didn't align with what I want to do. But then I got an email from a hedge fund literally the next day. And so, yeah, to answer your question about when I saw the light at the end of the tunnel, it was 1 hour later, I realized things could work. 16 hours later, I realized that, okay, I can get the things that I really want to do. Yeah, it's an hour. I'm not even exaggerating. 5:39 p.m. less than an hour actually. 5:39 p.m. 4:39 p.m. I send an email. 5:30 I get someone to email me back with a positive email. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. Anything in particular that you really like about it, about the program and how things ran?
Yeah, the program, you do it at your own pace, right? You're encouraged to do a bit quicker if you want to do it, get an internship quickly, or you can do it, or you can be like me and take over a month and a half to do it. But the main thing that I really liked about it was the community and the responses, because I shared my win literally a day after I sent an email, and there were people giving tips to each other. There were people trying to encourage each other, and then once you see that someone got this internship, and you're looking at, hey, this guy got like 3 interviews scheduled after 200 emails. Can that apply to me? Can I be better? And yeah, that was one of the things I liked the most. And I already said it, but I enjoyed working with you a lot, Luke. I think we bounced off of each other pretty well. Where like I'm trying to ask you as good questions as possible, not like, hey, how's this? You know what I mean? Like, how can I improve this specific part? Maybe you helped me in my resume as well, and you and I were uh very detailed about how this resume was crafted and how we can improve even the most minor things. So that was one thing I really enjoyed. And these weekly calls, I mean, I've been talking to you for literally a month now, almost 2 months now. And every time I'm learning something new. I like to think that you're doing something new too.
You bring really good questions.
But yeah,
I do look forward to them. I'll see you get one. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So then
Lately
for
it's
you,
been a bit quiet because I've gotten a lot of wins lately. Oh, sorry.
yeah, you've been kind of happy with what you've got. You don't want to keep going. Okay. Yeah. So for you then, what are your goals? You've got this internship you're working now. You don't need to get too personal about, getting married or anything, but what is your future looking like maybe next 6 to 12 months in terms of career and building on this internship for the future?
Yeah. Look, I have personal circumstances that doesn't allow me to do an internship for the summer. But I'm looking for the fall right now. And in fact, I'm still actively seeking out internships. I'm not stopping, but I'm doing it a little bit differently now. Uh, Actually, I did an interview yesterday, and the guy I said he offered to be a mentor. He also offered me to find for me some way to connect with people. So I'm doing a little bit differently now, where I'm going through somebody, because in fact, there have been 2 people that have put up my name for interviews and internships, and these are people that are respect like they're in the industry. So it's something a little bit different for me. The way that I see it, you have to try. If you get rejected, you have to try some other way, because they won't reject you and say no. If they reject you and say no, we don't want you, then obviously don't bother them. But if they reject you because of I can't do this because of this, then okay, what if I do this then? Like, what if I work around that? So I got a couple people that saw that, and they were like, I'm impressed with you. I like it. Let's meet. So that's how I did that interview yesterday. And I did a mentor, and now he's becoming my mentor. And he's offered me to literally look through his LinkedIn connections and say, find someone you like, and I'll introduce you to them.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Okay, so yeah, it's almost that's a really good way of looking at it, and it's something I've been thinking about more about how we can bring it into the program to stop looking for just getting an offer and not be obviously the offer is important and is the key thing, but instead of just thinking about the offer once you get it and being like, okay, I'm done, think about how you can use those replies and those contacts that you've got, maybe people that you've spoken to build that network, because if they've replied to you, then that's a good sign, even if it's a rejection. So if you just get an informal coffee chat for networking and no internship comes with it, that's still a network. And if you've spoken with 20 professionals in your field for interviews, or even got rejections from them that led to an informal chat, and you've spoken to a few dozen, that's like significantly better than most students ever have. So even that in itself would be super valuable. And you found that yourself with getting introductions, so I imagine that's been fun.
Completely agree. Yeah, it's been a hell of a ride the last few months, and there's still some stuff in the works. I've rejected a couple people, but there's just one that got back to me and say, "Hey, we might want to interview you soon, so keep your schedule open." It's like, "Oh, okay, sure." I'll keep a lookout. And a lot of people they forward your emails, they really forward them. So yeah, that could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. You never know. But it leads to a lot of opportunities. That what's been taught.
Yeah, I imagine you're even using some of what we covered here to accelerate the work you're doing at these internships, especially with target outreach, buyer outreach. It's all relevant using these same skills. Has that been useful? Taking it beyond just looking for internships?
I'm glad you mentioned it, because right now part of my job is to do investment facilitation. I'm using a LinkedIn, someone else's LinkedIn, to target specific individuals to see if we can raise capital from them. So these people are high net worth individuals, and guess who has the job to craft the message that is going to be sent out to these high net worth individuals? That's me. So I'm using what we learned in this course to see, like, I won't give too much away, but how we can attract their eyes, how we can specifically get what we want out of the email, how we can craft that message. And that's what I've been doing, and I've been using that quite a lot. It's in LinkedIn, so there's no header, but the header says CEO of this company. So you know what? That
you need much more than that if you can say there. You're a CEO. Okay. So then,
CEO looking to invest.
Yeah, that's a little inside joke there to the viewers. So if you're where you're at now, then, how does the old version of you, say beginning of February, compared to where you are now?
That's a good question. Let me think about that. Because in February, I almost gave up. I was so close to giving up because I really needed a summer internship. I have personal reasons why I needed an internship quickly. I thought I could do the summer. I couldn't. But luckily, I landed this internship, which will allow me, to be clear, it's a part-time internship. So I'm doing school and I'm doing this internship at the same time. I work about 12 to 15 hours a month. 12 to 15 hours a week. He's having me do more than that right now, but we'll discuss that next time. I'm I'm a lot more hopeful now, because look, at the end of the day, I'm in one of the most competitive fields, right? and I'm in a sinking sub industry. Look, investment banking, private equity likely can expand. Maybe it will shrink a little bit. Public equities is really what I think will shrink a lot because you're dealing with a lot of public information. AI can replace a lot of that. So I need a way to stand out. I need an internship. I feel like I literally need it if I want to enter the industry. And look, at the end of the day, back then, I tried for months to get something and I couldn't get anything. Couldn't even get a reply. I only got one interview with a public equities company, and that didn't work out. So I was almost out of hope. And then things changed. I got interviewed with a hedge fund. I got more replies from hedge funds. I got private equity call-ups. I got venture capital call-ups. In fact, this week alone, I've had 3 interviews. One was private equity, one is public equities, and the other is venture capital. And the other, no, actually, I got one more as well. And I got also a, what was it called? M&A. I literally had my pick of the bunch. I could be so picky if I wanted to. And because circumstances were, I went really picky. I said, okay, I'm going to cancel a lot of these interviews because I have some circumstances. And I said, I just want to focus on the public equities and I'll see how I can work around that. So, long story short, I'm a lot more hopeful now and I'm a lot more thankful. And I see things a little bit differently.
Yeah. How do you see things differently? What does that clarity feel like?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. How the little things matter the most. So, okay, I'll give an example of how I'm doing at my workplace because I don't want to get too much, I don't say too much. Um, the report I'm crafting, you have to include so many little details. If this edge isn't done well, if this isn't aligned perfectly, if this color is just a little bit too bright, that's an issue because you're sending this to high net worth individuals and hoping they invest capital with you. Now you think the same about a cold email. The little details matter because this is a first impression kind of thing. But I'm looking at the finer details now. I used to think, okay, big picture, no, do the correct thing and just make sure that it's presentable. Now it's not just about presentable or not, but it's about how you target specific things and how each layer, like Luke, you went through about how specific layers of the email are really important. That's how I think about things now. I think about the structure of it. I think about how what I say will affect the other person and how they think and how they perceive it. And that's how I've changed since by in terms of thinking differently.
Hmm. That's cool. Yeah, I suppose it's almost like a meta outcome, not necessarily intended, but definitely useful. And yeah, ones to keep. How does it feel having the internship now compared to where you were before? Because before I remember on our call, you did feel a bit kind of hope might be lost, but now you've got that offer. Does it feel more certain? And how does that certainty that you're able to continue down that field going forward? How is that?
Yeah, I'm really hopeful, like I said, and I'm already planning about how I'm going to get the next internship. I, the way that we do it, I'm going to small places, right? But I'm doing deep work, really deep work. I'm really tired right now, and I want to go to the bulge brackets. I want to go to as big as I can be, right? And I think cold emailing works. I really think it does because I have a senior. I know someone who has cold emailed in a bulge bracket firm and managed to get an offer. So it works. You need the experience. You need the specific email. You need to craft it well,
Mm.
of course. But at the end of the day, it's a method that works and it's quite universal. It depends on how well it works, and that's the key thing. But once I have that little bit of experience under my belt, I plan on doing like internships every period. So fall, spring, and summer. That's 3 a year. I plan to get at least 5. So I'm already thinking about how I can jump to the next one after that, how I can jump from the place I'm now,
Oh,
which,
you've realised.
don't get me wrong, they do quite a lot of deals. They do quite a lot of deals, but they are not the prestigious firms. They're not going to make me work 18 hours a day. I don't know why I want to do that, but I do. And they're not going to be the thing that stands out for me the most. And it's not what I want to do. But it's a very clear stepping stone. I've always been told the first internship is one of the hardest to get because you have no experience, you have nothing under your belt, and no one would want to hire you if you go through the traditional portals. I'll give that caveat first. If you go through the traditional portals, because you're competing with people with internships. In fact, in my country now, people are doing internships before university. They're doing I know some guy who's 18 years old, sorry, 19, and has 5 internships. What? I'm competing
It's
with these
ridiculous.
people. So yes, you need some stuff under your belt. Yes, I'll show you his LinkedIn afterwards. I never told you about him. And he has done it all through cold emailing too. I want to say he's done it all through cold emailing. He contacts people that he knows about at this firm, pitches himself, and says, "Can you give me an internship?" They say, "Sure, let's do it."
Not bad.
Yeah, he's on his
Bad.
5th one right now.
Mm.
Insane.
Okay. So then, having gone through it, what would you say some lessons that you've learned are?
Little details matter the most. I really feel it's the little details that matter, because you have to understand. Look, I don't know how I did this. You and I talked about it as well. We know that the emails are automated. I messed up where I sent the wrong name to a couple of people.
Mm.
And a couple of people were angry, but and one cussed me out. But I still got an offer from someone, even though I sent them the wrong email. It's actually the place I'm working at now, even though I sent them the wrong name. But the guy that cussed me out, the guy that
That's
cussed me
just
out,
ridiculous.
uh, yeah, he was really mad at me.
Mm.
How do you have to consider every little thing. Do I say, do I write in do I write I have or I've done this before? I have done this or
Mm.
I've done this. Key little, I realized literally little things like this matter a lot. Luke, as you've helped me in this kind of thing as well. You've given me advice and steered me in one direction. Sometimes, 1 or 2 times I didn't listen to you because I thought I knew better. Oops. But at
At
the end
least
of the
you're
day,
honest.
these little things that you taught me. Yeah. By the way, I say that, but it didn't work out. So I thought I knew better. I did not. Uh, yeah, they they've really broadened my perspective on how you have to outreach. And at the end of the day, yeah, literally, when you're doing outreach, you're confined to one email, right? It's not like you have another opportunity to speak to this person on
Mm.
a day-to-day basis, and hopefully you can change their mind. If that first email doesn't work, this no matter what you do afterwards, it's not going to happen. So you don't have to craft a perfect email, but you have to notice what cannot slip through the cracks. There are key things that you
Mm.
have to look for, and how you can make sure those key specific things are going to work well for the outreach. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So to conclude then, if there are people watching this that are on the fence, they're thinking, should I do it? Should I book a call? I'm not really sure if it's worth it. What would you say to those people that are still a bit hesitant, even after hearing what you've been able to do?
Yeah. I mean, I get it, right? I'm not typically this kind of person where I would book a call with someone, then join a program and everything like that. But once, like the first call, you were very clear about how you can help. You detailed to me that this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to do it, and I have faith that you will get an offer. And that, I don't know how it convinced me. It did. You managed to show me that things can change. And look, the first call, well, you how do I say this? You even try to find a right fit. You make sure that the person is a right fit for the program. And I think that's a key part. You're not looking for anybody. You're not a kindergartner trying to get an internship, right? You're looking for specific people who really want to improve their chances of getting an internship. And I think that's a key part where if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, right? Like between the fit wise. But once you're in, it's changed. I don't want to sound too dramatic, but it's changed my life. Literally, I'm not even kidding, by the way. It changed my life because I get to do what I want to do now. Previously, I was stuck doing something I really didn't want to do. And now I have the opportunity to change it. And I also know that I have faith that I can jump to the next internship after that with the same things that we learned here. Maybe I'll go a bit better. Maybe I'll try to do something slightly different and try to make sure that it's suited to specifically to the middle market or the bulge brackets. So yeah, if you're hesitant, look, just book a call. Book a call. See how he can help. See how you fit into it. And at the end of the day, what was our first conversation? Like about 20, 30 minutes at the most, right? And then right then and there, one day later, I'm in a program. 1 week later, I'm sending emails. It's fast. It's really fast paced.
Mm. Yeah, that's awesome. And a great recap. Okay. So, anyone still watching this, you know what to do. Book in a call. And I'll see you there. Take care.